One of the most difficult decisions a married couple can make is whether or not to have children. But that decision is especially hard to make after your husband has tied your mother to a chair. For members of Candela Obscura, one of the hardest parts of membership is knowing how much good you are doing and how much you must keep the information of that good from the people you love most. Helene, the medium of the Circle of the Emerald Veil, has some people in her life who are aware that occasionally she sees things, but her deep connection to the ghosts, to those who remain after they have died, is a secret she has kept from her family for her entire life, including from her husband, Archibald. After the fire at the New Year's Eve ball that pushed the Emerald Veil deep into the bowels of the tower, deep into a thinning, into a recreation of that tower, where they were hunted by a large, malformed beast. They made their way to Helene's apartment in this reverse tower hanging above a city in the sky, in a weird, misshapen gravity well created within the flare, where they encountered Helene's husband once more, but this time, much like the misshapen creature in the gardens below, he has changed. He is feral, and he wants to have a child. You are on the landing of your apartment. Your husband has just come from downstairs. You have just found your mother. She is tied up in the pantry at the end of the hallway. Your husband is wide-eyed and wild. He is more sure of himself than you have ever seen him, and he is looking at you saying, I have found the perfect place to put a nursery in our room. Come look at it. Come look at it.
Archie.
Come look at it.
I understand
Helene.
You've been thinking about this for a long time. And so have I. But I need to talk to my dad. Do you know where he is?
Of course not. Why would he be here?
He came here with you, Archie.
He did not, no. Come look at it. Come on.
Let's go, Valentina. Okay.
He leads you up the stairs. The two of you are, Aurelius and Seth, you are alone with Helene's mother, who is tied to a chair in the pantry on the second floor of her apartment. What are you doing?
I am cutting at the rope of the binds on her wrists, and I want to ask, Madam, did you say that Barnatius called off a monster?
Yes, there was this thing in the garden. I couldn't believe it. It took my breath away. It had a third arm. Can you believe that? Just hanging there. But yes, we got in there and it kind of stomped over to us, and it was very aggressive. And Barnatius sort of just shooed it away. And he said something. I was too shocked to hear what he said, but he said something to it, and it began to circle the gardens again as we made our way to the elevator.
Do you remember anything of what he said? Was it in another language? Perhaps?
No, I don't. It was mostly just... I don't remember his exact words. It was mostly just, it's me, don't, something like that.
Well, that has its implications, doesn't it?
I suppose. I feel so bad for the thing. It looks...
Let's
I'm sure it's just diseased from the war.
All right.
I don't know why it's in the wingship.
Am I seeing any burlap sacks in this room? Nothing, right?
Actually, yes. If you look down, there are sacks. They look like they would be bags that would hold rice for like long-term storage. So there are like 3 of these sacks in one of the corners.
Okay, I'm going to grab one.
Absolutely. It's heavy. There's something inside of it.
Can I dump it out?
Yeah, as you pour it out,
Carefully.
what comes out of the sack looks like it could be rice, but it's not all rice. In there, sometimes you see a fingernail, and you see a bit of bone. Things that are the size and shape of rice, but are clearly different.
All right. And I'm going to be on the lookout to see how this situation unfolds.
You
About
have
ready.
closed the door, so you are alone in this room. You can't see what's going on.
It wasn't
nice.
fully shut. I just kind of like semi-shut it.
Yeah, but they can't see you.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You
yeah.
guys.
So you would have to leave
basically,
the
you guys
room.
have now
I'll keep an
exited.
ear out.
Even if you're looking down the hallway, you can't see you anymore. You have left to go up the stairs to the third floor with your
Yes.
husband.
Yeah. So I mean, one of you can go to the foot of the stairs if you want to listen. I don't know what you guys want to do, but
What are you doing?
Perhaps we should move her to a different room. Just kind of saying this aside.
I feel like she's safest in here.
Well, but Archie put her here.
That's true. Can we put her in a closet? She has an apartment next door. Let's send her there.
yes.
Let's send her there instead.
You hear on the wind.
I was going to say, where are you hearing that from?
I don't believe.
Just a reminder.
You remember.
Yes,
I
yes,
did
yes.
mention
remembered,
both
yeah.
You
the
have been.
apartment.
yes,
you have been.
remember.
You have been in the apartment next door.
Yeah.
Yes, I just don't believe that we have a key.
Oh dear.
So, ma'am,
Yes.
we're just going to move you into one of the bedrooms so that you're more comfortable.
That would be delightful. Are you going to help Archie?
Yes.
Oh, thank you
Absolutely.
so
Yes.
much. He's a bit useless, but my daughter seems to love him, and he is very rich.
And
So
this situation must be quite distressing for you. Let's get you some rest.
it's nothing I'm not used to.
Really?
Oh,
Fascinating.
well, it's been a few years since the war, but things were tight, and it's, I've seen some strange things in my years.
I can't imagine. Let's move you to. We'll take her to the room that you were kind of looking.
The guest
from.
bedroom?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You do cut the binds on her wrists. They look like rope, but they don't fall away like rope. They're almost too hard, as if something is trying to create the appearance of rope, but can't get the
Weight of
fluid
it.
nature of it right.
Yeah, the malleability.
Yeah. And you're able to move her into the bedroom. It looks much like a guest room that you've walked past in the past.
Yeah.
But with a slightly out of style decor. For someone who isn't so wealthy, it would be normal to keep this style for so long. But you know that Helene updates her house with the time.
I would never.
Yes. Yeah.
That's so out of season. What are you talking about?
While you guys are moving her, we'll cut over to you guys. As you ascend the stairs, you see your husband is walking stiffer than usual. He has a little bit of a slouch and a little bit of a slopey way that he moves through the world. Almost as if his mind is too concerned about what's going on inside it to be very aware of what's on the outside. That is not how he moves now. Every step is almost robotic in the way that it is imitating the way a human moves, but it feels slightly wrong, like somebody trying to learn how to walk in a body that knows how, but a mind that doesn't. And as you make to the top of the steps, he turns and, come, I must show you. I'm so excited about this. A nursery, Helene, children. You know how long I've wanted children.
We've talked about it.
Please, in here. And he gestures for you to enter the bedroom.
Is the door open?
It is, yes.
What does it look like inside?
It looks like your bedroom of 2 or 3 years ago. You see the large canopied bed. You see the bookshelves that you have in your room empty and missing your collection of newspaper articles. And you don't typically keep many books in the bedroom, but you do keep some of the phenomena articles that you have clipped on a piece of a bookshelf that you know your husband would never look at. That is just he thinks that it is your womanly things, but it is actually the secret notes that you take on where particular ghost sightings you've had, those are not here.
Okay.
It is just empty and sterile, but it is similar to your bedroom.
I think I'm gonna poke my head in and say, I thought you made it into a nursery.
No. I have the perfect design I wanted to show you. Please come in.
Well, how can you show me if it's not done?
I'm hoping that you will have some imagination, Helene.
Oh.
I suppose, but we have lots to do.
What could we possibly have to do right
I
now?
need to speak to my father.
I don't know where he is.
But I need to go find him.
Well, you can do that after I tell you about the nursery. I ask so little of you, please.
Let's go.
Go.
And I pointedly leave the door open.
Okay, so he enters. So he gestures for you to go in past him.
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
All right. Once the two of you are in the room, he closes the door behind you and locks it.
Yeah,
Okay.
thought so.
Yep.
You hear as he begins to move down the stairs.
Okay.
He didn't go in the room.
No.
Okay.
But the door is inside, so we can unlock it
Yeah.
based on the lore of this world.
You could.
Can I try and unlock it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And does it work?
Yeah, it unlocks.
So why did he lock the door? Is that what, was that just some sort of a thing he tried to do?
You
Like,
don't
why would
know.
he lock
We
the door?
need to go because he's going to go back for my mom. So I'm going to open the door. What do I see?
You see his form going down the stairs.
Okay.
As you two are getting Helene's mother into a bedroom.
Mhm.
Thank you, yes.
I'm going to say, Archie!
You both hear footsteps coming down the stairs, and then you hear,
Archie!
I'm going to quickly step out of the room. Just, not appearing alarmed.
I'm immediately heading down the stairs.
right?
But step out of the room so that he doesn't see that that's where we came from. We very well could have come out of the pantry.
As you step out of the room, he comes around the corner and he charges you, holding a knife in his hand.
Oh.
I'd like for you to make a move roll to see if you can get out of the way.
Great. 4.
You are able to direct him out of the way. You are going to take a body as it is going to cut along your arm. It's not deep enough to cause any real damage, but he does get through the sleeves of your shirt and cut into your left arm. As you check him a little bit and he falls onto the ground in the hallway here, he turns to you and says, I don't need you here. I just need my wife. And he's going to push himself and he's starting to get back up. What are
When
you
I
doing?
get to the bottom of the stairs, I'm going to scream, Archibald Duhamel!
You are around the corner at the bottom of the stairs, so he can't see you. But you
As
yell his
I
name.
scream.
Yeah.
As I
his
hear
full
the
name.
scuffle,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
as I hear the scuffle, I'm going to take the burlap sack
Yeah.
and I'm going to pull it over his head.
Are you trying to? So are you coming out of the walk-in closet that she was in earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Roll a control check to see if you can kind of sneak up and run the ram that burlap sack on his head.
I'm going to burn a drive for this.
I think that's a good idea.
Actually,
I'd
back
like
against
to
the
not
wall.
kill my husband.
Back against the wall allows me to take a brain mark to make any nerve I spend worth 2d instead of 1d.
Ooh.
Great.
Oh my.
So if you burn a drive,
burn a
you
drive,
get
you
two
get
dice
dice.
instead of one.
It says any nerve I spend.
Yeah,
It's
so
just
you
your
Oh,
drive.
it's a
Your
drive.
Yeah.
drive.
Okay.
So if
Yeah.
you spend a
So-
drive on nerve, you get 2 dice instead of 1.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Fuck yeah.
Come on, get a 6.
6.
Absolutely. You pop out and you slam this burlap sack onto his head. In response, he is going to, unable to see, he is going to swing wildly and try and stab with that knife that he's holding up above him towards you. So I'd like for you to make a move roll to see if you can get out of the way of that
Uh-oh.
knife.
Could I have? I only have 1 drive in nerve, but could I spend it to try and grab his arm since
Yeah,
I was
absolutely.
just stabbed by it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. So I'm going to try and knock the aim out of place. So you get an
Just
extra.
one dice.
Yes.
Yeah.
One die.
No.
So 1.
You feel as this knife just comes back and it sinks into the lower left side of your abdomen. And you're going to take a body as the tip of this knife. You do manage to, it doesn't go all the way in and kill you, but you do feel it as the tip of it pierces against you. Instinctively, you grab the wrist and you are currently holding his hand against your side, keeping this knife from going any deeper. You're unable to move here. You are just one hand holding this bag over his head and the other holding the knife. You two at this point come around the corner and you see your husband holding a knife into Steph's stomach. What are you doing?
I think I probably say to Valentina, you need to kick the back of his knees.
I will be ambushing him from behind, especially if I can see.
So what you
He is
see when you come
knocked
around,
over.
he is lying
okay.
on
That's a good
his
idea.
back. There's a bag on his head,
Yeah.
and he is holding a knife above him, awkwardly behind
We
himself.
need to grab his arms.
I'm gonna go for the arm. Yeah.
Great,
Even if I have
absolutely.
to break it, I'm going for the arm. Sorry.
Yeah, roll a strike.
As long as he's not dead.
We haven't actually had one of these yet. Roll a strike for me. I think it's the only
The
thing we haven't
first
had.
strike.
Yeah, be
Okay.
careful.
That'd
Be
good.
careful.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
use a drive because I'm gonna get that knife away from him because I don't know what your body count is yet, but it doesn't sound.
Your body count.
That didn't come out right. Okay.
We know what you meant. We know what you
Yeah,
meant. Don't worry.
yeah.
I'm sorry. That's
Here we
just,
go. Ooh, 3
Whoa,
fives.
that's 3 5s.
Where's that?
it's not even a mixed success. That's a Yahtzee. You grab it arm and you manage. You do the leg maneuver where you swing your legs over and you have pinned. You do kind of pull the knife out of her side, but you are now lying on the ground next to him with the arm holding the knife in your hands, and your legs are holding his arm, so he's unable to move that arm anymore.
Like a wrestling
it is
move.
outstretched.
I'm going to
yeah.
go grab the
Nice.
knife.
You have him held down.
I'm just grabbing the knife out of his hand.
Perfect.
All right, roll a strike check for me. You have to. He is clasping this thing. You have to get your fingers in there and rip his hand open.
Rolling up the
Yeah,
sleeves.
You're stronger. Roll the sleeves up, yes.
Can I actually, instead of just grabbing the knife,
Mm-hmm.
can I walk over, roll sway, and say, Archie, you're outnumbered. Let go of the knife.
You can try, yeah.
Okay.
Is it a high DC or anything like that?
That's a 5.
He does not let go of the knife, as he doesn't. As he is struggling against this, he keeps repeating himself. I only need my wife. I only need my wife. He is not responding in a way that makes you think that he's being entirely rational about the situation.
Can I roll sense then?
Yeah,
And try to get
absolutely.
an understanding of what this is
Yeah, go
that's
for it.
taken over him?
What does he need her for? Other than the... All right.
That's a 5
nice.
gilded.
And a
Great.
5
Get
as well.
that drive back.
Fives.
You are.
Um,
You are fairly certain that what your mom said about him eating the berries below and
Yeah.
the vine that you saw curling up to his eye, you think that much like a previous case that involved a form of vegetable possession, you believe that there's some sort of control that is being exerted upon your husband by whatever he ingested.
Would we know if a item that removed brain or bleed of some kind would help to heal him?
Or could we induce vomiting?
How long
It's-
ago? Well,
it's through him.
mm,
I mean, it's been within the last 20 minutes.
Okay,
Yeah.
then we need to induce vomiting. Yeah.
Because
Alright.
it's only been probably 40 minutes.
Since what happened.
Maybe
happened,
maybe an hour
Yeah.
since the fire started, but
mhm.
probably you don't have a perfect sense of time given how
Been
tense
fast,
it's been.
yeah.
So
But all of this has happened rather quickly.
I think Helena's gonna say we need to wrench him up,
Mm.
and then I'm gonna.
Someone
Yeah,
else take this
Amazon.
bag. My side.
Does Valentina look like she has a firm hold?
That arm's not going. Valentina's got 2 arms and 2
a fucking
legs on this
arm bar.
situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
And you know
Living for
exactly
it.
how strong this woman is. You've seen her do incredible feats before.
Wonderful. Then-
She has that
I shot
shit.
out of a cannon once, remember?
Then as
Black
long
Widow
as-
wishes she could armbar this good.
Then as long as the situation seems under control, I will take a moment to bandage up the
What are you bandaging her with?
if we have nothing in the bag, I will tear a piece of my skirt.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, yeah, whatever it is, I will just. It won't be good, but it will at least be some pressure on the side, so that the bleeding is slowed.
Great.
I keep taking pieces of your outfits.
Always.
You know what? It's going to be a new fashion statement that Helene is going to invoke on the populace.
War torn.
Yes, war torn. Thought that was a decade ago.
We're gonna need to work on the name.
Oh, yes.
I don't know. I could see.
It's actually
I
good.
could see war torn style. Yeah.
1915.
It might.
Hey, if we
it
had
might slay.
grunge,
Yeah.
if we had
It might slay.
emo,
It
I
might
mean, grunge
slay.
is
war
back, so-
torn is not that far off.
All right. So yes, you are.
You
are
pay a lot
patching
more
her
for
up.
ripped jeans.
The armbar is currently holding him in place. He is reaching over with his. since he has let go of the bag now, while she's being patched up, he is clawing at your feet, but with the way that your shoes are done up, he's not able to find any purchase in that, as he's just kind of kicking and
She's
but
like,
you're
keep
just holding
trying
him
it,
in place.
plant man. You're not going to be able to do it.
Does anyone know how to induce vomiting in another person?
They
Apart
just
from
smack them in the back really hard.
That's only works for babies.
Really?
I mean, I
Yeah.
do, but I feel like it shouldn't be me putting
Oh,
my
we have to
fingers
gag him?
down his throat.
that is my concern that he's
I
just
can
going
take
to bite.
that on. That is
Yes.
my husband.
No,
oh my god. Oh my gosh. Okay.
I would actually suggest before you put your fingers near teeth that we
I
find
agree.
a piece of wood or something that.
Bars.
With a
We
piece
could
of
also
wood.
try
Yes. The-
abdominal thrusts.
Well, actually, we could shove the barrel of the gun down his throat.
Ooh.
Let's try abdominal thrusts.
So like Heimlich maneuver. We'll do that. I still say we smack him anyway. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I can unload the bullets. I just.
I'm just saying an order
Let's
of
try
processes.
abdominal thrusts first.
Of course. Of course.
All right,
That
can we
broke me.
wrench him up?
Yeah.
Sure.
And then Helena's gonna try abdominal thrusts.
He is still holding the knife, and you're going to have to break the armbar in order to move him out of the position he's in. So what are you doing to get the knife away from him?
I can
we
try
just,
and
like-
get the knife out.
Yeah. Can't you just like?
Yeah,
do
someone's
that
just going to
thing?
have to...
Can
put
I
their-
just
Who
stomp
has-
on his wrist, his hand to try and?
You would be stomping on Victoria, or Valentina.
Valentina, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
She-
it
Have his arm,
she's
No,
like,
it's
holding
in the
him.
air, and he's just grasping it.
So his arm is out, right?
So you
She's
can-
holding his arm to her chest.
Yeah.
And
I
the
understand.
knife is right here.
I was
and she
picturing
is-
like this kind of
No.
thing.
No,
That's, yeah.
she's lying on her back next to him holding
Like a
this down. So
wrestler.
Yeah,
someone is going to
so-
have to wrestle with his
And
hands
it's
somehow.
you said it was a strike or control.
It would be depending on how you want to get it out.
Does anyone have a lighter?
No.
I think I might have it with my
What is a
investigation
lighter?
equipment.
Just get the half
I
lighters.
mean, I
just
think
do that with-
if you're, you could say they're a character smoker. I wouldn't. Having a lighter is not the most ridiculous thing for you guys to have.
I'm
Something to
so,
kickstart
a
a light
candle?
source.
Mhm.
I'm
Makes
so
sense.
sorry
Yeah.
to be hurting your husband, but if we heat up,
Hurt is better than dead.
I agree. Could we use a lighter and try and like burn his hand to get it
Yeah,
to?
I'm not even gonna make you roll for that. If you
We might have
hold the lighter
matches
next to his
in the
hand,
survival kit, and then
He's gonna, like,
he holds for a second, and you hear, my wife, and his hand opens, and the knife is
I
there.
grab the knife.
So
Great.
sorry. Well,
All right, so you now have him. As far as you can see, he doesn't have a weapon on him anymore.
Okay, let's wrench him up. Like
Okay.
maybe you two should hold him.
well,
Yeah.
you're
I
a
can't
little
do
bit
as much.
injured.
I know you got
Um,
stabbed, but you are stronger than we are. So
I
I'm
can try to
wondering
help.
if it should be the two strongest people.
Interesting. I understand.
Yeah.
I can try to help.
Okay.
Do you want to try and
Try
wrench him
these.
up?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to wrench him up. I'm gonna stay out of, like, I guess, range of his claws because I may
He
not.
just has finely manicured hands. He is.
Yeah, there's no claws.
Okay.
We're very
Plants are growing out of his raspberry fingertips.
The only indication you've seen of anything on him is the
Vine.
bit coming out of his mouth,
Yeah.
Okay,
and the
cool.
moss that grows down the
Yeah.
left side of his face, or the
All
right
right.
side of his face.
Yeah.
So I can stand up and I can literally like help him.
All right, roll
stand.
a strike for me as you're going to like lift him up by but wrenching him in a way where you're in control.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
That means you get to roll 3 if you're using drive.
Yes, I think
Yeah.
right. And then I
Yeah,
can
you have
use.
2.
You've got 2 in strike.
And then I can use.
So
I can
then
use
it would be
3.
4.
I can use 4. Ooh,
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. 'Cause
What's
you're-
your
my-
ability?
Oh no, it's not move. So it's a strike. So
Oh, that's right.
If you're using drive, it would only be 3.
I thought it was a move. I can move. I can use 4. Okay. If I drive. 5.
Great. Yeah, you pull him to his feet and you are holding him, and you kind of have to like. He's fighting back against you, so you're not able to just hold him in the room. But if you shove him up against the wall, he's kind of stuck there with his mouth kind of pressing out. And you watch as the vine is where it was kind of just sitting.
Is the sack still on his head?
No, we took it off.
I rip it off when I pick him up.
I think that the sack got removed when she
did.
was getting
Okay.
the
Okay,
bandage.
just checking. I missed that. Thank you.
He watches this vine is starting to wiggle. Before it was just kind of sitting there, curling up towards his eye, and now it's moving.
I am going to
rip it.
wrap my arms around his waist and abdominal thrust to try and induce vomiting.
Right, roll a strike for me.
Yeah, no, that's not great.
Okay.
Nice.
That's a 4.
Absolutely, you
No,
are.
I have to take the lower.
You hit him once, doesn't do anything. You hit him again, and then as you hit him the third time, you feel that like you have never put your body weight into something like this in your entire life.
Yeah.
And in this moment of just throwing your entire chest into his back and your hands in at the same time, he coughs something up.
Yeah.
And you watch as this black mass with these tentacles that are still reaching back down into his throat plaps against the wall in front of him and begins to dangle beside his mouth. And it starts to crawl back up his face.
Can I light
and
it
is
on
trying-
The
Fire.
knife.
Yeah, I have a knife.
That's
Okay.
fair. Yeah.
I'm going to cut the tendrils and say, Valentina, pull him away from the wall.
You are all huddled around him,
Yeah.
trying to help with this.
Yeah.
And as you cut those tendrils, the thing falls to the ground, and as it hits the ground, it pops, and this arcanic energy sizzles into the air around you. All of you are going to take a bleed
Okay.
as you inhale this noxious fume of whatever was in your husband's mouth.
Perfect. Let them in. Whenever you take 1 or more bleed marks, you also gain additional information about the phenomenon that harmed you.
Yeah,
Ask the GM 1 question. So I guess my question is this inherently tied to whatever Barnatius is doing, or is this just a product of Old Fair?
The only thing that you really get out of it is that it is bleed as it enters you, right? You have had many different kinds of bleed affect your body in the past. And while the faintest bit of bleed has been assaulting your senses since you entered this space, and really since you started paying attention to it when you got to the 5th floor, it hits the back of your nose with the same feeling.
Yeah.
And it almost feels like there is some connection between what came out of your husband's mouth and the building itself.
Okay. I'm going to say, Valentina, turn him around.
Valentina slowly turns around.
No, turn him around.
Oh.
And you turn your husband, and he is now back against the wall, and his eyes are drooping, and there are these 4 black tendrils that are slowly inking their way back into
Going
his
back
mouth.
in?
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab like a handkerchief and swat them away.
They're like latched in somehow. So you swat them, and they kind of like move around, but they're still like receding into him.
Does anybody have like I have a handkerchief.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like pull at them.
Great, make a strike for me.
Okay. Whoa.
Can I help?
Or control.
I
I think it's your both.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
bad.
can I help?
You can do your own. You can do your own
You
strike
should do your
effect.
own. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Strike?
Yeah.
So you get
I'm
2.
gonna drive it.
Okay.
Is that a 4?
All right, you watch as she's trying to grab with a handkerchief, and instead you just grab it with your bare hands. You grab all 4 tendrils and you pull, and there is a feeling of length as you are pulling, almost like getting a ringworm out of somebody, and they're drawing down his face, and he's retching, and it's just this moment of you're trying to get all of it out of him. It's like you swallowed a hair and you're just pulling more and more of it out of his mouth.
Can I crack open a bleed container?
It's too late,
I
unfortunately.
wouldn't
As
even
you
worry
pull it
about
out, the feeling of as these final bits of it comes out, these almost hook-like barbed tips of this bring blood out of his mouth, and he begins to cough up blood onto himself and onto you. The feeling in your hands from where you have touched these tendrils, you can feel your hands seizing up as the bleed enters your veins, and you're going to take a bleed mark.
That's scary.
As you have now pulled the tendrils out of Helene's husband, and he is now coughing. There's just blood, a little river of blood coming down where the moss is still sitting there, but it seems to be withering and dying. It's turning gray, and as the ashiness of the gray completes in a section, it like just flakes away off of him.
Yeah. I wipe the blood off with the handkerchief.
Your husband just slumps on you, and he is fully unconscious.
Yeah. Perfect. Can somebody help me?
Yeah.
Can we get him to a bedroom?
Of course. Yeah. I'm going to lift him and not take him into the room that her mother is.
I do think the concern about that has passed, but let's take him to another room.
Just didn't want to cause your mother worry.
I agree.
So whatever
blood and everything.
other bedroom number 2.
There's I
it's a
believe
rich
there's
house, I'm
only
assuming.
one bedroom on this floor, but
Okay.
if you were to take them upstairs to the master
We'll
bedroom.
take him upstairs to our bedroom.
Okay.
And so yeah, between the 4 of you, it is very easy to move unconscious man up a flight of stairs, particularly because Valentine is with you.
Yeah, she's like wiggling her hand like that was weird.
And then I'm gonna say, after we get him into the bedroom, can one of you go watch my mother and make sure she doesn't eat anything while I try to wake Archibald up?
Of course.
Yeah.
I'll be happy to go.
Does Archibald seem like he's about, like, ready to wake up, or
He has
He's
just
fully unconscious?
experienced a large amount of bleed.
yeah.
And not only was it inside of him, but the explosion was this little pop
It was right there,
was right
yeah.
on him, and he's been rather taken by bleed in the moment, and so
Right.
much like some of you have in previous missions, he is just his body's processing substance he's never experienced before.
For sure.
He has so many questions for him.
What I think the best option is, maybe before you go, actually, I think I'm going to say we need to direct my mother to not eat anything. I think it is best if I do that, probably. I think she's likely a bit overwhelmed. I'll write a note for Archibald. At first I was going to say they should try to get out of here, but that creature below will just kill them. So I think we need to advise them to hunker down here until we've figured out whatever's going on upstairs. Then we can come back for them.
Thankfully, no rising flames this time.
I know. Yet,
Gosh.
knock on wood.
I just want to find Barnasius and have a nice little conversation with him.
Me too, and my father. Okay, so I think I'm going to, like, do you have extra paper?
Paper?
Yeah.
I have a journal that I can like tear paper out
Yeah,
of.
could you rip a
Absolutely.
piece of paper out
Yes,
of it?
of course.
And I'll write Archibald a note.
Right.
Because I assume we know from, like, when you take in that much bleed, like, you're going to be out for a little while.
You have no idea.
Yeah, but,
You
like,
have seen people take weeks in the Fourth Pharaohs to recover.
that's the
You've
thing,
seen
right?
people wake up 5 minutes later. You're
That's
not
the
sure
thing.
at this
So
moment.
I'm not 100%. We could wait here for 5 minutes and he'd be fine, or we could just keep moving and write a note.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna write a note. Archibald, you should be fine now.
Helene? You hear from downstairs. Is everything all right?
Everything is just fine, Mother.
What was
give me-
Archie yelling about?
It's a whole thing. Give me 2 minutes.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna write the note like, Archibald, you are fine now. Do not eat anything. Do not leave this apartment. Keep my mother safe. I
Stay
will
out
be
of the
back.
garden, maybe?
Yeah,
Don't make
do
too
not
much
leave this
noise.
apartment. Yeah, stay quiet. Just
Absolutely.
like everything necessary. Like, stay inside. Don't eat. Stay quiet. I'll be back.
Wait 45 minutes after eating before you get in the pool.
Exactly.
Flame.
Yeah. And
It's
then
his
I'm.
biggest. He always gets in the pool and then he has a
Yeah.
tummy ache. And you,
He has a little
Yeah.
tummy ache.
He
He's
brings
got a
it on
sensitive
himself.
tummy.
he's got hot girl stomach.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's being brave about it.
And he always is. So we're gonna I'll leave the note on the bedside table, kind of like where he always keeps his notes,
Yeah.
because even though this world isn't fully fleshed out, he is the fully fleshed out version, and so he's gonna look to the places where he would keep his notes.
Love it.
And then I'm gonna head downstairs with everyone to my mother in the guest room.
Oh,
Hi,
is Archibald okay?
Archibald is resting upstairs.
Oh, good. He was being very odd.
He will be back to normal now.
Oh, that's a bit unfortunate.
It's not, given
Oh.
what just happened.
I liked him with some gumption.
But I have the gumption for the both of us, Mother.
That's what concerns me.
Mom, I need you to not eat anything
Like ever?
while you're here.
In my house?
This is not okay.
Well, your house, but
I'm going to I'm gonna like put my hands on her arms.
One move.
I'm gonna level with her.
It's
I'm going to say, there's a lot of stuff in this world that you don't know about. And I cannot tell you about all of it right now because it would take far too long.
Okay.
This is not my apartment. This is an alternative version of the apartment. Everything you eat here is toxic.
Does that make sense, Mrs. Woodinghouse?
No, but I'm not very hungry. I had quite a snack at the party.
Exactly, and that's all I'm saying. I'm gonna go and find Dad,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna come back.
Okay.
And then we're gonna leave.
He went upstairs
I know.
with
Barnatius?
Mr. Swell.
Where's
Mr. Swell?
Barnatius?
Barnatius went off on his own. But Mr. Swell and your father they had something to discuss. I'm not
Did
sure.
they say where they were going?
No, I believe it has something to do with your father's. You know he's involved with the university and boards and things like that. And
Did they say what floor?
I don't know. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
If they're not in the apartments, they might be in one of the. I don't know. It's mostly apartments.
I know.
Okay.
Okay.
Unless they went for a swim.
Something tells me they didn't hear.
Where's here? Can you not tell me that?
I don't actually know.
So someone recreated your specific apartment somewhere else and then kidnapped us and took us there.
They recreated the entire building.
Are you well, dear?
I
Are you
am.
are you like your husband?
No.
Did something happen between you two? Is this hysteria?
No, it is not.
Is
hysteria,
this
Mom.
pregnancy? Are you having a child?
Not yet.
But soon?
We'll see.
I would love a grandchild.
All I need for you, 3 things. Don't eat until I come back and
Okay.
we leave. Do not leave the apartment.
Oh, okay.
Keep the doors locked.
Okay.
Stay quiet. It's more than 3 things.
I was about to say,
Stay quiet.
you're not as good with numbers as your husband.
Yeah.
It is his
That's
one
why he
redeeming
makes the
quality.
big bucks. Just keep an eye on him.
Oh, is he okay?
He's asleep.
Oh.
Like the kind of sleep you can't.
He finally had some energy and he used it all up.
Precisely. Yes. Just keep an eye on him.
Of course, of course,
Okay.
of course.
Okay. We are going to go find Dad.
Please, yes, please bring him back. I
We will.
don't know what I'd do without him.
Me neither.
There are a lot of strange things going on, Mrs. Woodinghouse.
Apparently, I'm in a recreation of my daughter's apartment in a building that's a
Apparently.
recreation of the building I live in. So yes, there are some strange things going on.
Yes. And
I saw a
until
man with 3 arms tonight.
3 arms.
So
Happy
did
New
we.
Year!
Doesn't sound like a
I
very
guess
nice
this is what
man.
1914 looks like.
Oh, very funny.
Hopefully
this.
only for tonight.
Until we figure out what's going on. Your daughter just wants to make sure that you are safe.
Well,
Me
may
too.
your good humor keep you in good spirits.
Are you in
We'll be
danger?
back soon.
We
No.
don't know.
No, no, not at
That
all.
woman has blood on her, and you have blood on you.
I do. Look at
I'm
my
noticing
hand.
there's
Oh,
a
it's
lot
just
of
my
blood.
outfit. It's just my outfit.
It's an interesting choice.
It's my charm.
Charming. Where did you meet these people?
They're
She
friends
kind of
of
says
mine.
that one a little bit quieter so no one else can hear her.
They're friends of
I
mine.
can hear you.
You have friends.
I do.
Well, this has
That's
been
shocking.
charming,
We
and I
should
feel
go.
like I
That's more
understand.
surprising than the apartment.
I feel like I understand Helene much better. We should go. It was lovely to meet you.
Okay.
I'm sure it will happen again
It will. We're gonna come back.
too soon.
Great. I can't wait.
Let's and Aurelius is like very anxious and is like,
we gotta go.
Can I drink water?
Don't do anything.
Don't do anything.
Don't drink.
Okay.
Don't eat. Don't do anything.
Don't answer the door.
Stay very still.
Definitely don't answer the door.
As you say that, you hear a knock at the door.
say who is it?
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna. There's peepholes that I'm gonna try again.
What?
We should get her to answer.
What?
If we can get her to answer, because whoever's knocking
Yep.
might know that she's there.
Yep. Yep.
Yes.
Remember what I just said?
Yes?
I need you to answer the door for me.
It was one of the, I think, 7 things you told me not to do.
But I need you. Nobody knows we're here.
Okay.
So I need you to answer the door for me and don't tell them that we're here. We're going to be right at the top of the stairs, though. You know how you can kind of see the front door on the top of the stairs a little bit tiny bit, maybe?
No. The stairwell opens under the stairs.
Damn it. Is
No.
there
Oh,
a
yeah.
spot? Is there a spot where we can hide on the main floor?
Yeah,
Where
I mean,
you
there's
wouldn't be able to be
multiple rooms.
seen from. Yeah. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna guide us to a spot where you can hide
Right.
and have easy access to the front door, without being seen by people at the front door.
Great. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. So you lead your mother downstairs, who's now very confused, and she's like, "You told me not to answer the door.
I think
The
I'm
first time someone knocks, I answer. It's all right. All
Can
right.
I check through the peephole first, really
Yeah, you
quickly?
can try.
Yeah.
Make
Is
a
it still-
focus roll.
Okay. 3.
You've done this twice now,
Yeah.
and it hasn't worked either time, and you realize that it's because there's no glass
Mm-hmm.
in the peephole.
Right.
There is something that is trying to create that whatever is creating this building, it is trying to create a peephole,
And it's
but it
not
doesn't
working.
quite understand what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it just has the appearance of it, but it isn't. It doesn't
It's
function right.
non-functioning.
That's a great
Yeah.
description of like the place is
Okay.
trying to figure out what it is, but it can't quite get it right.
I'll just.
I can put it somewhere. Like, yeah, that's
So
really
do we
good.
want to hide in
Creepy.
a room, or do we just want to hide on the other side of the door?
I like the idea of being right front and center for whatever's about to come to the door. Personally.
Right? Like if we hide on the other side of the door, she opens it slightly. We're just hiding right there.
We should
Yeah.
have your mother answer from afar. One of us can pretend to be her walking up close.
Okay. Yeah, let's try
One of
that.
us opens it.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe I advise her to call out.
Where do you want me to go?
Just call out.
Just say
Who is it? It's an old friend.
Do I recognize the voice?
You
So you have a
don't.
lot of friends. Tell her she has a lot of friends.
You recognize the voice.
I recognize the voice.
It's a voice you haven't heard in a while. Let me in, please. It's Quinn.
Queen.
Yes.
I know that voice.
From?
It's a voice I haven't heard in a while.
Okay.
What are you doing, Valentina?
Should I answer?
Who is it?
How can I recognize this voice? Who can
You
help me recognize?
recognize the voice of your best friend, who you have not seen since the last time you were in Old Fair.
As in Quinn?
It's the voice of your friend Quinn.
Let her in. I'm gonna stand in front of my mother.
Like, okay, so Valentina looks completely struck. Like, what?
Do you want me to let her in? Do I need to open the door for you?
I don't even know what to say. How can she? I don't. Yeah, so I want to open the door.
Okay, you open the door.
Okay.
You have to unlock it, but you're able to.
I've
Quinn!
got my hand on my hunting rifle.
Quinn, is that you? And she's like struggling with the lock to open it.
You open the door,
Yes.
and female form immediately pushes past you and closes the door behind her. And you look up into the face of your friend Quinn. Please describe her for us.
Okay, so Quinn. When I knew Quinn, she was a tall, like lithe, darker-skinned girl with a big, bright smile and a wild mane of red hair. When we see her now, she's still lithe, she's still very tall, but her face is more feral. Her hair has turned from this long red mane of hair to, it looks almost like fur-ish. She just looks like a more animalistic version of what this girl wants. Her eyes are darker. They look fiercer. Even her hands, they look more like claws. So when I see her at first, I'm like, but then Valentina's just sort of like, I guess, shocked at how different she looks and maybe a little scary.
Hey, V.
Quinn,
How the fuck did you get in here?
How the fuck did you know we were here?
How the fuck do you know we were in these apartments?
That's what I'm saying.
fuck happened to
I
your
saw you
face?
get into the building. I saw you get chased around by the fucking creature. What are you doing here? How did you get in here?
Where are we, Quinn?
Where I've been this whole time.
For 6 years, you've been here.
Well, I was in the city above, but you got back through the thinning that day, and I couldn't follow you. I couldn't make it back out. I've been stuck here the whole time, and then when this tower started to grow,
It
in the
grew.
sky, yeah,
There's another thinning.
here
Yes,
in the tower.
that is how we got through.
there's a way out.
There is a
We
way out.
hope so. We hope there's a way out of here. We hope we're not stuck in here.
And she kind of looks down at her hand and is like, Might not be safe for me to leave.
Why?
What do you mean?
Look at me.
6 years is a long time.
Something here has changed you. I'm going to say that.
I know.
You look very different.
You have to do a lot to survive here. And thankfully there's things in my blood that help, but I don't know how it'd be received on the other side, but I also don't know how long that you'll be able to stay here.
What do you mean? You think that
It's dangerous and old fare. The bleed here, it gets to you.
could things start to change us here as well? I'm happy to see you, but at the same time I'm worried.
Do you know what this tower is?
It's a
Well.
recreation of a building in New Fair.
Belonging to a man who wanted to create a monument to himself to live in.
A recreation?
Yes. Room for room.
You said it grew?
Yeah, there was a point where 5 years ago it started to just descend from this point in the sky. The other side of this place in the flare where I've been stuck, it's like the reverse of a globe. But you can only go up so far on the sides. But at the center of it, at the very top of this, growing down has been this building for
When?
That's when the building was completed.
5 years ago.
5 years ago. It started to grow once it was completed on our side.
Yes.
How was it completed?
Well, the building was built during the war, and it took a lot of effort to be built by many people. But you need
Roll a focus roll for me.
6.
Nice.
You know from your time investigating Barnatius that the last piece of the wing ship when it was completed
What I was going to
was
ask.
the propeller that was installed at the top.
I'm sure there was a whole ceremony and kerfuffle over the event of its completion.
Barnatius cut a rope. It was beautiful.
It wasn't the building being finished that instigated the growth. I think it was the moment that the crowning jewel was placed on the building.
The propeller.
On the top of it.
The jewel.
Do you see it?
It seems stone-like.
There, it's
Red?
It's
Yes.
Like a ruby.
Correct.
Yes.
Do you know what it is?
No, just that it came down. It was always at the tip. As the building grew from the sky, there was always the bright red tip that would reflect the light.
Okay.
Whatever light there was.
So there is one here.
There's one more.
Here in this world.
Now, there's either a pair or one is a reflection of the other, but I think we have to get closer to inspect. Can I?
It was a little translucent on our side. Which might just be because it's a gem. But it might be because it's a copy.
Can I do like a roll to see like how much I trust this Quinn person if they seem like they are telling
Absolutely. Roll a
Truths.
read roll for me. We haven't actually done that one yet, so
Yeah, it's like our first
It's your
read.
first
I think.
read.
Yeah.
and it's gilded. I took this and like have never used it.
Can I help it?
not
we
now that
can't
it's
do that.
rolled.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a 2 and a 1, so
Okay.
You trust them. They seem super trustworthy.
love
You
that.
have no reason to doubt anything they're saying.
Amazing. Well, I still get my drive back because the 2 was the gilded. So.
Great.
Can I, as we're kind of talking to them, can I roll sense?
Yeah.
To kind of attune into what's going on with
Give
them?
me a sense roll
And
for
don't
sure.
forget that you do know Quinn because you met her.
Yes.
And you
And I
remember-
do know this girl,
yeah.
yeah. Do I want to drive this? No.
Yes.
That one's
That's
cocked,
cocked.
but it's 2 5s. Gilded 5.
Great. This girl
Another one.
feels like bleed.
The eraser just
So it
flew
just
off
flew
my
off.
pencil.
Yeah.
She feels like bleed.
Yeah.
But what's interesting about it
Bleed
is
and
that you
eraser.
don't feel the bleed like on you in the way that you normally do when you're around something that radiates it.
Okay.
There is something about her that is melded with the magic of this world,
Right.
but that she is not. It is not cascading off of her in the way that you would expect. It doesn't
Right.
feel harmful. And
But almost that it's just overtaken her.
well, and
Or melded with her.
But it almost feels natural to her
Right.
Hmm.
in a
What?
way that she doesn't. She looks very different from what you remember.
Yeah.
But she does not seem harmed by it. It just seems to be an extension of herself.
Quinn, could you give us a moment? And I would like to take my circle aside.
Sure, yeah. Whatever you
Don't
need.
go anywhere.
I'm going to tell my mom to go upstairs.
Yes, dear. Are we having any more guests? I could put out cookies. No eating.
No eating.
No eating.
No eating.
You got it.
I'm just going to pull. I'm going to pull my circle together and say, does Quinn know anything about Candela?
You joined Candela after.
Yes, I joined Candela after she went missing, and that,
Probably
and
not.
before that, no. All she knew was, she met Helene, but that's why I was brought into the circle.
I think her being
I-
here is a happy accident.
I agree. I don't want to force Quinn to leave if she doesn't want to. However, Candela has the fourth Pharos, but living outside of it is very dangerous, and perhaps if Quinn wanted a place to live that was less dangerous than Old Fair, that the fourth Pharos may be an option for her if she would like to take it.
I think it's worth an offer. I think
I wonder what has she just been existing in Old Fair, I
we
guess?
need to find out how much she knows first, and we can find
How
out
has she survived this hellhole?
her
Something's...
the
Look at
bleed.
my hand! Look what Bleed did to my hand! How
But-
can she live here and...
Bleed did not do that to her.
It didn't. She looks
Can-
different, but she doesn't
Can-
look like she's eroding.
Could I look her over and see if I notice anything about her body language or any markings on her that might look familiar to me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Would that be a survey?
That would be that would actually be a read
A
again.
read, okay.
Yeah, if you're looking for like body language and.
Yes. It is a 4.
Yeah, you don't get a lot off of her, but you do kind of. She has this coat, this long coat that she's wearing, that looks patched together, as if it is the nicest pieces of other coats. This is a person who is the clothing where it has ripped and torn is stitched back together, as if it's not the easiest to get new clothes. You see this among. In your days as a detective, you've seen people who are on the fringes of society, who are capable and wish to present themselves a certain way, but don't have the ability to acquire something new. And they're just constantly fixing something old to give off the impression of newness. And this is a person who is living in that way. Their hair has not seen a brush in 6 years. But there is something about the way that it is pushed back that makes it seem like this person does have a care for their appearance and is lacking in the utilities of making those better rather than lacking in the sense to.
I see.
I think Helene is going to walk over to Quinn and say, if you've been watching the building, what else have you seen?
Watching it, I got stuck in here.
In this building?
Yeah, I got up here and then I can't fucking get out.
Okay. So have you seen anyone else?
Yeah, this guy comes and goes.
Is that who you were looking for when you knocked on the door and said, I'm
No, I
here?
was looking for you.
She saw us.
I saw you running around the building. I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe that it's actually you. I thought finally I'd snapped and I'd seen things.
What does the man look like that you see coming around?
Rich. He's always in a suit.
Okay.
Older, younger.
Early 50s, maybe?
Have you heard him say anything?
Yeah, he talks to that creature that's chased me around.
What
Do you
does he say to
remember?
it?
I've never been close enough. I've been trying to avoid them.
Okay.
I thought you said there was more than one
The
creature.
tower finally got tall enough for me to get in about a week ago.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to get back out, but it's a drop.
Wait, the tower keeps growing?
No, it
It's-
finished. Like to the 26th
Yeah, the tower's
floor
been growing
of the
for 5
penthouse.
years.
How
And
did
it's
you
just-
get up
okay.
here in the first place?
Some help. But,
Hmm.
you know, it's kind of easier to go up than down.
And you haven't seen anyone else in the last hour?
Last hour?
Yes.
There were some guys that came in ahead of you, and then
Yes. Where did they go?
upstairs, maybe?
All three of them?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Okay. Did any of them peel off from each other?
I wasn't paying attention.
Okay.
I kind of just caught it at the end there. I didn't even see these two come in here. I just saw the elevator moving.
Okay.
I know that because you have been here for so long, like you probably know how to exist here and stay hidden and keep yourself safe, but did the men see you come in this building?
I don't think so. The creature thing's seen me a couple times. And when you go upstairs, it gets difficult. I stay below the 15th floor.
Is it all glass?
No, it's moving.
It's still growing.
Tentacles will come out of the wall, try and rip your face off.
Oh, God. Okay.
The lower down you go, the more stable it is. So I kind of try and hang out as low as possible, but there's that hulking beast always in the garden, and if he hears anything, he comes charging up the walls.
Yeah.
Did you say you had help getting in here?
Yeah,
From people?
kind of, yeah. There are things living up in Old Fair. It's weird to say up now, but
Okay.
this bubble that I've been in, it is Old Fair. From where we're all from. But it got kicked here some time ago. I don't know. I'm barely able to communicate with the people here. Half of them are dead. Half of them are stuck in some sort of magical limbo. It's some lady trapped them here.
Some lady did?
I don't know. That's the closest I can parse it out. Yeah,
Have they said anything about a witch or an empress?
just a lady, just a
The
or a
lady.
woman. I'm saying lady, but they don't use the word lady.
Do
That
you know what she was trying to contain?
contain?
Why? Why did she have this place in a bubble?
I thought it was to punish somebody, but
So, we have reason to believe that's not the case.
what do you mean?
We don't have all the answers.
Okay.
We think that the person that you see coming here, or I think at least, the person that you see coming here is trying to release whatever was kept here. Is there something really dangerous here? Or someone?
There was.
Who?
I don't know. Just the guy that got all this shit trapped in the first place.
Okay.
Some alchemist, I think.
Okay.
I don't know what alchemy is, but that's a word they keep using.
That's probably what we're looking for.
Did you hear anything or anybody say something about an empress at all? Quinn?
No, just a woman
Just
that
somebody.
was behind this place getting trapped. You can't talk to them. They don't use words, but about a year in, I started to realize that if I held their attention long enough, I could get feelings off of them.
Yep.
And it fucking took forever.
How? I mean,
I don't know. There's this energy.
okay.
This I feel it, like in your hand. I feel it. It's something. I don't know what it is, but it's something. And when I focus on it in the people up there, I get these like senses off of them.
Can I tell whether or not she's like me?
This is similar to how it started for you.
Yeah.
And before Candela kind of helped you come to terms with what was happening, and you really struggled talking with ghosts mostly.
Yeah.
There was one when you were really young that you were always able to talk with that you thought was an imaginary friend.
Yeah.
But for the most part, you would get these weird senses off of things that you were experiencing nearby.
Mhm.
And it wasn't until you were an adult and you stopped freaking out about it and like actually calmed down and like settled into it that you were able to push through that last barrier and talk to ghosts.
Yeah.
But this does remind you of that sensation of really your teen years of really experiencing kind of ghost communication for the first time.
Right. So I think I'm gonna say to her, I have experienced that before.
What?
That feeling you're talking about.
From... You've been here before?
Not here.
You remember Helene, right?
No.
Before you went missing, Helene, well, 6 years ago, but she was the
The
medium
medium.
that we met with.
Right.
And
Sorry,
we disobeyed her.
You've been through something.
You're the one who sent us into the...
She married well.
I mean, quite the opposite, actually.
Oh. Yeah,
No, not the marriage
considering-
thing. I mean, I did tell you,
Oh,
you know, maybe to avoid that stuff. But...
Yeah. And we did
Isn't
it
what
anyway.
you were... I... It's been so long. I haven't
know.
talked to someone in
I know.
6 years.
All I'm saying is that when I could first speak to ghosts, it felt like what you're describing.
Okay.
You can probably speak to them.
Great.
Just to like add another thing onto your list of things you're probably having a really great time processing.
I mean, honestly, if I can't make it back, this place will be better if I can speak to somebody. So it's not the worst news in the world.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we
We have to get to the top.
have to get to floor 26.
Good luck. It's dangerous. It's dangerous.
Is there anything you can tell us that would help? Places to...
The building, it pays attention.
It seems to be alive.
It's the sense I get. The further up, the more you'll see it. There's bones. There's
We've already
muscle.
seen it.
The elevator is a muscle. It's...
You've used the elevator?
Fuck no, I won't get in that.
Okay,
It can pay attention to that.
that's what I thought.
Anywhere where it's looking is dangerous.
It's the creepiest
And it
thing
will
I've ever
attack
heard.
you.
Have you had any experience with distracting the building?
Yeah.
Words coming out of my mouth. Distracting the building so that it's not looking at
Right.
you.
Yeah. There was a group that came in. I was in a bad spot, and I was hunkered down on the 16th floor, I think.
Okay.
And that guy came in with some people who seemed, I don't know, out of it. He was kind of leading them to the elevator. And when they got in the elevator and went up, he had like 3 people with him. The building almost looked away from me for just... I could just feel that like sense of it not being on me.
Right.
Whatever that is, that sense wasn't so present on me. And it moved away, and when it did that, I booked it down a couple of floors, and I watched as those people went upstairs, and I never saw them again, but they didn't come back down.
What have you seen the building do in retaliation of detecting something? You mentioned the tentacles?
They come out of the walls will just become something that attacks you.
So it tries to make you part of whatever it is?
Maybe, yeah, that kind. They do seem grabby.
That's horror. Okay.
I saw one of that creature. It will drag things to the elevator and like throw them on the elevator. It'll take things up. I don't know what they are. I can't see, but sometimes
I think we need to avoid the elevator.
And I think you need to avoid being seen.
I wonder... I'm torn.
in this moment you hear outside gunshots down below.
Outside, okay.
Pop, 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 pop.
So not a hunting rifle.
No, it sounds like a Tommy gun, kind of like an early machine gun.
The cops are here.
That's LAP.
Yeah.
Did you bring more people with you?
Not
No.
intentionally.
No. This is bad.
Is that our
Why is
distraction?
it bad? More people's good. We need to help would be good, right?
We don't know
This just turned into a race.
if this is good help. We need to go.
A race for what?
Figuring out whatever the fuck's upstairs.
Yeah.
We need to get to it first.
Yes.
We have to.
We do.
We have to.
We need answers, and
If
that's
you-
where we think they are.
Now, if you think that, I'm with you.
If you want to help, we will gladly have you.
Great.
If
And then
you
after
don't,
all this is done,
I was going to say,
Yes.
I don't want to force you into this. There's a thinning downstairs, and there's a person outside called Ira, and he will find you somewhere.
What do you mean somewhere?
A place similar to this, existing away from society, but with other people who have seen the unthinkable.
This isn't a one-off?
I wish
There are some
it were
persons,
so.
though.
I really do.
What the fuck are you involved in?
I was getting ready to say, I forgot, but in all of this and seeing you again, I didn't get to explain. Since I've seen you, I feel it's safe to tell her, I've joined a society of people that study things that are dark and different and go in places that don't exist. And
So you're here like on a job?
Not when
it's
we
not.
wanted.
We didn't intend for it to be a job. But
Okay.
this is Aurelius and this is Steph. And
This is a lot. I'm happy for you. I really was like worried you would never have a career. It looks like you're doing well though.
I know I'm actually still alive, sort of doing well, but it's thanks to my circle here. And we were going to a party, and we happened to fall into this now, and this is where we are. And the fact that we bumped into you, it's a lot for us as well, but we need to figure this out. And
Okay.
the biggest
Okay.
problem is time is against us.
Okay.
So
You're welcome to help.
yeah,
We
but
would love
we
your help.
don't know. But like you said, if you are able to leave, because I personally, in our studies and what we know about bleed, which is what is affecting my hand and what is affecting you, we've never seen someone be able to withstand bleed and be somewhat normal like you. We don't know what that means.
I always wanted to be special. Pop, 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 pop,
Yeah,
pop,
I was
pop,
gonna
pop,
say
outside.
we are gonna go. I'm going to say to my mom, lock the door.
All right, honey.
As we run towards one of the stairwells, I would like to just poke my head over the balcony and
Great.
see if I can see anything.
As soon as you open the door, you begin to hear the noise of combat down below. As this thud happens, as you look over the balcony, you look down below. There are 4 men who are in the garden who are waging war with the creature. They have their own guns. One of them has a Tommy gun, and that's the loudest one with the repetitive. But there are also a couple of handguns, and they are trying to shoot this thing down. But it is taking it, much like the bullet that you hit it with earlier, and it is chomping through the garden. As you look over, roll a survey for me, or actually, roll a focus for me.
A 6.
You recognize 2 of the men, the taller gentleman from the elevator earlier,
Knew it.
and the young boy that was with him, as the members of the Red Hand that Valentina told you she had encountered on a
We gotta
previous
fucking
mission.
go.
Yeah.
We gotta go.
The older man, is you believe to be Red Hand. The younger boy, you did not recognize from that.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to turn to everyone kind of like as we run in the direction of one of the stairwells and say, we have 2 options. We can either head up all the flights of stairs and potentially come across more problems, or we can take the elevator and hopefully it won't stop us.
Look, I may have gotten this idea into my head unnecessarily, but I can't help thinking of that elevator as a stomach.
Then it's the
Oh
stairs.
God.
I just when you said that they went in the elevator and you never saw them again, and that this building seems to be growing from what we've observed to be people.
Barnatius was in the elevator with them.
Yes.
And if
I
any time's the
understand.
time to take it, it's while the building's distracted by what's going on downstairs.
That's what I'm
To
saying.
the
It's
elevator.
watching. We should
And
just
I
go as fast as we can up as many flights
Yeah.
as we can.
And
Yep.
an insane idea, stomachs don't digest what's outside of them. So worst comes to worst, we carve a hole, or maybe the trapdoor is still there. We crawl out on top.
I
Good
really love
experience.
climbing, and it always
Yeah.
stresses me out.
We have experience now.
It's very useful.
Oh
All right.
no.
Yeah.
Okay, so we
we'll
run to
pull
the
you
elevator.
Let's.
Great. You run around. Quinn is following behind, and she's watching down below. She's like, I haven't seen this many people in forever. And you guys are running. You make it around the corner. You make it to the elevator. You see the elevator is not currently on your floor, but there is a button there, the up-down buttons.
I hit it.
All right, you feel as you press the button, it gives way, like you're putting your finger into a belly button. As you watch it start to glow
Gross. That's fucking
in
gross.
a green light that
Disgusting.
reminds
That's
you of bleed.
disgusting.
Yeah.
And you press that button. The elevator begins to move and descend from an upper floor, and on the dial you can see 23.
Okay.
is where the elevator was. As it begins to start to tick,
Okay.
tick, 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 tick down towards you. As it gets to the 6th floor, the elevator doors open. And the elevator is a perfect recreation of the elevator from the building. This is much like the lower floors where things were very like fully fleshed out. This is immaculately recreated from what you remember from the real world. And you know that the elevator is one of the oldest pieces of New Fair. It was the first thing installed when the foundation was built. Because of how large it was, they weren't going to be able to build it inside the building
gotta build
once
around
everything
it.
else.
Yeah.
So they built around the main carriage of the elevator, which was part of the unique design of the building. As you all shuffle inside, unlike most elevators, there is so much space. And you all are able to spread out for a moment. And you have a 26 floor option. What would you like to press?
The fact that it was on floor 23 makes me think that that's where my dad and
Yes.
Welton and Swell are.
Yes.
Yeah.
So do we want to try for
23.
floor 23?
Before you press the button, the doors begin to close.
Okay.
And you begin to descend.
I hit floor 23.
You continue to descend.
Oh, fuck.
What?
I start to pry the trapdoor above.
Is there a stop
With it.
button?
Unless it
There
looks like.
is.
I'm going to hit the stop button.
Nothing happens.
Fuck.
Does it look like it's descending, but it's really going up, or so is it like an opposite?
No, you are.
We're really going the wrong direction.
You are going down. And
Is the
you,
ticker saying
as you
anything
touch
else?
that emergency stop, it's that same very gelatinous feeling.
What is this?
What floor are we on?
You are now on the 4th floor.
I'm going to hit floor 4.
Okay. It stops and the doors open.
Perfect.
And
Then
you
I'm going to
hear
hit 23
from
again.
you hear from the base. You hear from floor 1. Fuck! The elevator stopped.
Hit 23. I'm just going to continue hitting 23.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
The doors close and you continue to descend.
Fuck.
Oh my god.
How can I overpower this motherfucker?
3, 2.
I don't even know
One.
how to
Holster
stop
my
it.
gun.
As you hit the 1st floor, the doors open and 3 men barrel onto the elevator with you. They are being chased down by the creature, and one of them is.
I'm slamming the shut the door button.
As you are slamming the shut the door button, the guy from earlier. What the fuck are you doing here?
You're fucking
As
idiots.
he turns
Why
towards
are
the
you
door and
taking the
shoots the Tommy
elevator?
gun. How else are we supposed to get the fuck up there?
There are stairs.
And
You
there's just
took
pop, pop,
them.
pop, 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 pop,
Sure,
as you
yeah,
watch
I
this
think so.
creature lumbering towards the door is closing as this guy's trying to shoot out. They're yelling. You can't even hear. You're both just yelling at each other. You can't make out what's being heard as he's trying to yell at you, but he's just shooting out the door. And the kid from earlier makes it in, and he is just up against the back wall, just clutching at his. And you see, as you look out, as the doors close, you see one of the guys has been lifted up and impaled on one of the pieces of bark that are sticking out of the tree. And you just see this like bit of bark, and as the blood is seeping down him, the flowers of this tree are beginning to encircle his body already, and very quickly beginning that same kind of black tendril that you saw coming out of your husband's mouth. As the elevator lifts slightly and starts heading up into the air, you see that he is starting to already be brought into the building itself.
What made you think it was a good idea to go through the thinning when you had no idea where you were going?
It's the red hand.
Yes, no, I know.
How
But
do you know
y'all
that,
are
Nate?
not very smart. How do you think we
And he's
know?
pointing his gun at you now.
I pull out
put
my hunting
that
rifle. Are we
toy
really going to play
away.
this
Put it
game?
away.
We can all die and shoot each other to
Candela?
death.
What do you fucking think?
He puts it away. He's like, you fucks. Why are you always on my ass?
Because we're trying to save people's lives, not make a quick buck.
What the fuck do you think I'm trying?
My family's here, you fucking idiot.
Look, I make a lot of money. A quick buck is a
know.
little bit
You all get
disrespectful.
paid so much to do such shoddy work.
I have done very good work. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I can
You
tell.
just fired $1 million worth of ammunition, and look where it got you.
How expensive do you think ammunition is?
I don't know if that was a lot of it.
It's called hyperbole.
Okay. Great. Thanks. Where were you guys? What button were you pressing? Where are we going?
I've already hit 23.
23. Okay.
The elevator seems like it's not working.
No, it's going up.
It's
It
going
is
up.
going
You guys
up.
are moving
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Oh yeah, no. They had pressed 1
Oh, and it
while it was
called it
descending,
before we-
and so you were already on
Got
your way
it.
down.
Yeah.
All right. Fine. Well, we'll get to 23 and we'll go our separate ways.
Do
Absolutely.
you even know what you're looking for here?
Yeah. Do
What?
you?
What are you looking for?
Yes.
What are you looking for?
My fucking family.
Oh, okay. We're not looking for the same thing.
What are you
then.
looking for?
something else.
Yeah, so are we.
Oh well,
We're not
honesty
getting
is
into
met with
something
deception.
else.
We really, really appreciate the
Oh yeah, like I think your
transparency.
family is in a flare.
No, they actually are.
We could
Wait,
take
really?
you to them.
Yes.
Where?
That's why we're here.
You're now hitting the 10th floor.
Fucking Barnatius brought them here.
We don't know why.
Sorry. Are they alive?
For now. Well, I think.
Okay. Well,
The mother, her husband,
What
we're
are
missing her
you
father.
here for?
make a sway roll for me.
Okay. And I'm gonna burn.
Yep.
Fuck
3. You know what? Oh, can you only burn resistance in the...
Yeah.
In what?
I don't
It has
have...
to be in the category.
Oh, yes.
You
Oh,
have
wait,
to-
no, I technically have resistance in this one. I just didn't mark it down.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Did you use it already?
No, I didn't. I
don't
had
think you used
it
resistance.
marked
Yeah,
in
okay.
my old character sheet, and I redid that one. So I'm gonna use it then.
Nice.
But I don't get to re-roll the drive, right?
Yeah, just the 2.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
What?
It was a 2.
What we're after is up to the red hand, okay? The last
Yes.
thing I need is it ending up in the hands of Candela. You guys take it off to that 4th Pharos and we never see it again.
We've got information about this building that you will find valuable. But this is a
All right,
tit for
then
tat
let's trade.
situation.
Then you tell me something and I will tell you what
Oh,
we're
we
looking
gave-
I've
for.
already
gave
told
you
you
a truth.
something.
What did you tell me? That your family's here? That's not
Yes.
valuable information.
Barnatius brought
Wow.
them here. That is valuable information,
That's
given the fact that your friend just got eaten.
We watched Barnatius leave with your family. That's hardly valuable. What do you know that helps me, not
Tell
you?
us first.
I'm good.
Then you're gonna die.
I don't think I will.
Okay,
All right.
we'll
well,
see.
He keeps looking at you. He's like,
I feel like we know each other.
do we?
Yes,
Have you
we do.
fucked me over before?
Did I?
I think you did. I'm not telling you shit.
Wonderful.
All right.
Well,
Then
this
it
will
was
be a long
so
elevator
nice
ride.
knowing you.
As the
I'm gonna turn
elevator
to the
passes
young
the
one.
15th floor,
15.
you feel that sense of bleed in the back of your nose picking up.
Yeah.
And your friend Quinn, who's been silently watching this
I was
whole
sort of trying to
exchange,
don't make any noise.
goes, it's paying attention now. It's watching us. And the elevator starts to slow down.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna turn to the young one,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna say, "Are you willing to divulge some information?
Not if he isn't.
Why?
Because I work for him.
Do you want to work for a better organization?
No.
Okay.
They pay me pretty good.
Okay.
I have some debts, so no,
I'm not gonna
thanks
say
very
money's not everything, but
much. It
that's
looks
'cause
like
money's
you're not hurting for it.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm good, thanks.
So we're just here in this elevator waiting to see what we're going to see on the 23rd floor together then, I guess. Well, no one knows anything about anybody.
It's slowing.
As you pass the 20th
What?
floor.
While that happens, I would
Yeah.
like to prod at the trapdoor.
Yeah,
I know
absolutely.
it's at the
Roll
top.
a strike for me.
Ooh.
As you're trying to like get up high enough to like hit at it.
5.
Absolutely.
Nice.
You you manage to get your like foot onto one of the railings, and you are able to grab the like mushy, wet curtain
Ugh.
that looks like lace, but it feels just like
Gross.
I don't
it
like
feels like
intestines?
grabbing onto somebody's lip
Ah.
and pulling yourself
Oh.
up from that.
gross.
And you
nasty.
manage to take the like butt end of your gun and use the metal of that to bang, and you pop, and the trapdoor pops open up top above you
Okay.
as you get past the 20th floor, and the elevator comes to a stop between floors.
Ooh. So opening the trapdoor made the elevator stop, basically.
It was already slowing down.
Yeah.
Okay. And 20. So are we going to get out of
Helene
here?
is going to pause for a moment and just see what they do.
Nice
I'm-
move. And you watch as the guy begins to lead the kid over, and he says, "Get up there." And he puts his hands down for the kid's feet, and as
Can I take a look first and just see what's up there?
yeah, fine, whatever you want.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna peer up. Do I notice anything?
It's an empty elevator shaft.
Nothing looks out of the ordinary, even this high up.
What looks out of the ordinary is that the mechanism that is lifting, instead of a cable, it is a muscle. It looks like the sinews of human flesh that are lifting this elevator up and down in this
Super.
chasm.
Sinewy.
Ooh. that is something.
We
So
should
let's-
try and, I don't know what you think the trapdoor is going to do for you. Are you going to climb up the muscle, or are we
We're
going to
gonna
try
get
and
out
get
of the
this
elevator.
door? Yeah, I mean, with the shut doors to the next floors, or are we just gonna?
It's halfway up. If we get on top, we'll be able to wrench down. If we try and push through here, we have to push through here and then push through the door on the other side. We can try and get the door. Is that your plan?
I'm
That's a
just
last
wondering
resort.
what your master plan is.
I didn't have one. I just got into this. I am
Wouldn't
acting
more
on
information
instinct.
be so valuable then?
Okay, what more information do you have?
I'm waiting for you to tell me.
Fuck it. And he just holds his hand out, and the kid puts his foot in the hand, and he starts lifting the kid up towards the trapdoor. And the kid starts to pull, like, this kid pulls himself up and out, and he is now climbing up out there. And the guy motions to his other friend, and he holds out his hand for him too, and that guy starts to go up as well.
Okay.
Do we want to do the same?
Are we gonna?
Do
Yeah, I guess we're gonna follow them off. but
I
let them
think
go
we
with
should follow them so
Yeah.
that the building goes for them first.
Yeah.
I agree.
As you wrench at the door, they start wrenching at the door above to try and get onto the floor above where
Yeah.
the elevator stopped. I would like for you all to explain how you are going to get each other up and out of here. I find like the third guy, he jumps up, he grabs and he pulls himself up
I
and
think
over.
someone that's strong should, and then we can pull them.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yeah. How strong is Quinn? Do we know?
You don't know.
We don't know.
No, she looks
She's taller than us.
pretty
She's
capable.
taller. Yeah,
I
she's
think
taller than
you
us.
are probably the strongest.
Yeah. Even with my hand, I'm still strong.
Yeah.
Your hand is fine now. That
It's fine.
that,
Oh,
that
okay, it was
sensation has
just-
mostly abated.
Okay.
But you if you like prod at it, it's sensitive,
Yeah,
but
it's still-
it's not affecting your ability to do
Okay.
anything.
Okay.
Right.
Sounds good. Okay, so that means I'm going to. I can either be the last one or I can be the first one. So I can be the first one, help pull you up, or I can be the last one.
I
help
think
hoist
you
up.
should boost us, and then all three of us can pull you up.
That makes sense.
Quinn is like, hey, push me up there first. I'll lift you.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. So we
Roll a move roll for me.
control,
Move.
move. Okay. And I can
So
do
you-
a bunch of things. Yeah, with move. Yeah, 2 5s.
Great. Yeah, you are able to hoist Quinn up. She grabs the edge and pulls herself up. Because she's up there and you're lifting from the bottom, you are easily able to pull the three of you up. And then you, following in the footsteps of the guy, you put your foot up on the railing that he did, and you push yourself up and grab onto Quinn. Quinn, like, predator high fives you,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
pulls.
Let's go.
Yeah,
and
like
now
old times.
you are
reminds
all
me of.
on top of the elevator, which shudders for a moment now that you're all up here. And the muscle, the sinew of it begins to like spindly unwind. And you hear snap,
Get
snap,
off.
snap, snap. The men are pulling at the door. How are you helping?
We're helping at this point. Maybe if Quinn is really strong. Obviously, we can also immediately spring into action and start helping the guys pry it open because we have to get off the top of this elevator. It's
What are
gonna
you
plummet.
doing to pry it open?
We don't have a crowbar anymore.
Yeah, the
We have
crowbar is
no
still in the
like
door.
leverage thing anymore, do we? Unless we use my gun as leverage. Like
There's no like edge. It's like rounded. Like I don't know how you'd even
Well-
get it between the.
like a sort of like when you're hoisting a car up.
Do any of your tools have like an excavator tool that's flat that you could use to like and then pry?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lever.
Yeah, I would have a lever-like instrument
Right,
that's a little
absolutely.
bit like a shovel.
Roll a strike for me.
Okay. Oh boy. That's a 1.
Yeah, you shove it in there, and it isn't quite long enough, and you see that as you're trying to pry, the wall of this elevator on the 21st floor is so fleshy that your lever is just squishing the flesh back and forth.
I get out the lighter
Great. Yeah.
and I try and like melt or burn the door
Great.
in somehow.
And the guys are like trying to squeeze their fingers in to try and pull, and they're, oh, what the fuck? What is this? What is this? And they're trying to pull at the door, and they're like, the two biggest of them are giving it their all, but they can't quite, because of the way their fingers are sinking and sliding through this fleshy wall, they're not quite able to find purchase. As
Hey,
you watch as this muscly sinew is starting to snap fiber by fiber above you.
have you got any more bullets in that Tommy gun?
Yeah.
Can you shoot a circle for us to get out of?
Wait, did the lighter work?
The lighter is beginning to burn a little bit of this
Oh, okay.
flesh. Yeah.
That's interesting.
I can try. And you watch as you all step a little bit back because this man is about to point a Tommy gun at this wall. And as he is blasting away, pop, 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 where it is connecting with the fleshy translucent that is the stand-in for glass, you watch as each bullet that hits is causing the glass to immediately, as upon the concussive moment, it pops a little bit larger than a bullet hole should, and the next one hits and that pops and pops and pops, and so the wall itself, the woody parts of this wall are intact, but where there are these large pieces of glass, the bullets are causing those to explode away, much like a wing, the webbing of a wing would when concussed.
Enough to jump through?
Potentially, yeah.
Nice.
Okay, I think we should try jumping through.
All right,
As fast as
he
you
stops
can.
from out and says, all right, everyone grab something and pull it open. I need you to run over. I need you to roll a strike if you're trying to pull this open for somebody else or for yourself.
Who wants to go first?
I think you should roll strike.
Okay.
And then those of us who don't have good strike can hop through.
And I will
Yeah.
drive this. 4.
Yeah, you pull open a little window, and Quinn ducks through. She's grabbing it on the other side, so you're holding it open on the elevator side. Quinn is open on the other side. You are hearing the tap, snap of these sinewy fibers of this muscle that is moving this elevator snapping. It is barely holding on and is beginning to sink as the muscles are stretching. You're pulled through.
Yeah.
You're pulled through. You're pulled through. As Quinn reaches for you to pull you through,
Yes.
the elevator snaps and
No.
begins to fall. I need you guys to tell me what you're doing to stop her from falling in this elevator shaft.
One of us needs to try and grab for her. I can try to commune with the building.
No, not enough time. I think that like
This is what are you reaching for? I need you to roll a control roll for me.
Oh boy.
I feel like would be reaching
I'm
for
gonna drive it.
her. I like
Okay.
like so it's like a hole that we went through.
I think I
Roll a
might
control roll
actually.
for
I'm
me.
going to,
I might shove the butt of my gun through so we have a bit more reach.
and I also have the
Correct.
shovel sort of thing I have.
Awesome.
The lever.
Start with you rolling a control roll for me, and you roll a control roll for me.
I was a 2 for my control.
Great. So you begin to fall.
Yeah.
The moment of the elevator leaving your feet, you let go of that, and you just begin to fall. That is cocked.
A 3.
Yeah, you reach for her arm, but you just miss it.
Okay, so I'm like shoving the butt of my gun through.
Okay.
To give some like because I'm not going to be able to reach far enough, but if I reach and then the butt of my gun is also reaching, that's extra reach.
Oh
Mhm.
Can I move?
no, sorry, we're not incapacitated. I was thinking of our circle ability. Ignore me.
All right,
Can I
roll another
move to
control
grab?
roll for me to grab that gun.
Control.
Yeah,
right.
you missed that first one, but
And
as you're
I
falling
will
this
Can I
gun,
only use 1 drive at a time, or can I use 2 drives?
You can
burn as many as you want.
as
and
many
you
as
can't
you
roll more
want.
than 6 dice.
I am going to burn a drive
Okay.
To
as
work
the
together,
gun.
absolutely.
Right?
I'm burning
so,
another drive,
Yeah.
So
you-
3 dice.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
You grab the end of that gun, and you are now hanging from the edge
Yeah.
of from literally the butt of this gun. You are holding on to the barrel of a rifle. Quinn is going to reach over and help you, but I am going to need you to roll a focus for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say
As you're
I
attempting
call
to-
out, help me.
I need you to roll focus because you are trying to. Your
I'm gonna
hands
burn a
are
drive.
immediately
Can I
tense.
assist in
Yeah.
the focus roll? So take a drive.
As you are just trying to keep your fingers together on the barrel of this gun as it is sliding on you.
4.
Absolutely. You are able to pull her up, but as you pull her up, you feel as you are scraped along the bottom edge of this window,
Yes.
you are going to take a bleed. As you have reached the part of the building where you all notice in the back of your nose that
Acrid.
feeling, that acrid sense of chemically noxiousness that you all know to be the magic of bleed has entered all of your systems. You are pulled in, and in that very human moment after a near tragedy,
That hurt.
wow. After this moment of tragedy that is very human, you have that instinct to look back at the thing that almost killed you.
Yeah.
And as you look back, you see that third man falling. And you hear when he lands at the bottom of the elevator shaft.
Yikes.
And he didn't get through in time. And we're going to pick up from here next time.
Yeah, I'm gonna crawl into a ball after this stream. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
You're on the
It's one of
21st
our
floor.
lives.
Hey, you're on the 21st floor.
We've done it, folks.
You're
Yeah.
so close.
Only 5 floors away.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Just a couple more steps.
All right, we'll be back next time. Bye.
Okay.